So welcome again guys. So today we are going to start this third chapter, that is features of the constitution. Now in this chapter we are going to study what are the features that Indian constitution has. So let's get started. In the last two lessons we studied how our constitution was made. We studied its preamble and understood terms like sovereign, socialist, secular. So we understand these terms, what is sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic, right? Now, the goal expressed in the preamble are the characteristic feature of our constitution. Now, what the goals of the preamble are basically the features of our constitution. So, apart from this, Constitution also has other features. We shall try to understand these in the present chapter. So now we are going to understand the features of the Constitution. So first feature is federalism. Now we will see what this feature means. What is the means of federalism? One of the important feature of our constitution is the federal system. Now, what is this federal system? Right? In countries with large territories and huge population. So, our country India is having large territory and we have huge population. So, government is run by federal structure. Now, ruling a large territory from a single capital city is not only difficult, so, but may also lead to neglect of some far-flung areas. So, Delhi, as you know, is the capital of India. So, ruling the whole country from the capital of India, that is Delhi, is not only difficult but also may lead to neglect of some far-flung areas. Now, people residing there cannot participate in the affairs of the government, right? People cannot participate in the affairs of the government, and therefore government functions at two levels in the federation. So now, because of that, the government has to function at two levels, that is at center level and at state level, right? That is what federalism is all about. The government at the center carries out the tasks like defense of the entire country, foreign policy, establishing peace, etc. So basically, main important issues are with the center, right? So this is how it functions, center, and it is also called the union government or the federal government. So the government at the center is called as union government or the federal government. It carries out the administration of the entire country. Now, when we say entire country, we say the whole India, Indian administration is carried out by the union government, right? The government that oversees the administration of the region that we live is called as the state government. Now, this is the second part of a federalism. First is center and second is state government. It looks after the administration of particular state, right? Particular state. For example, government of Maharashtra looks after the administration of the state of Maharashtra. Now that is the federal feature. What is the federalism means? Federalism means basically that at center there is a central government which are looking at the very important issues of the country, and at the state level there is another state government which is looking at the important subjects of the state government, right? Of the state specific subjects, right? Now, the system of running the administration of the country cooperatively by the government at two levels, making laws of different subjects, is called federalism. Now, this is the definition of federalism. Now, we will see separation of powers. Now, how the powers are getting separated. The Constitution has divided the subjects for making laws between the and union government and the state government. So, in our Constitution, there are different subjects given to state government and union government or central government to make specific laws regarding their specific states or the center. Now, let us see which government is interested with what subjects, right? Our constitution has given three lists of various subjects. So there are three list of subjects. The first is called as union list, which contains 97 subjects on which union government make laws, right? What are the laws they make? Laws such as on defense, laws on various central related issues, right? So those are the laws given in these subjects, 97 subjects on which the union government can make the law, and it is known as union list. The state list is for the state government to legislate, right? So there is a state list. First is union list, second is state list. It has 66 subjects. Apart from these two lists, there is a concurrent list. Concurrent list is basically in which both state as well as center can make the laws, which has 47 subjects. So the important point is remember is union list consists of 97 subjects, state list consists of 66 subjects, and concurrent list consists of 47 subjects. So both the government can make laws on the subject including in the list. So concurrent list, both the government can make the laws. If the subject comes up that is not included in any list, the union government is entitled to make the law. So if there is some subject which does not come under all the three lists, so union government is free to make the law on that subject. Okay? These powers are termed as residuary powers. So union government has all the residuary powers. Now there is this orange box. We'll see what it is. Do you know the division of power in the Indian Constitution is unique? It enables the union government and the state government to bring about country's progress by cooperating with each other. This also encourages participation of the citizens in the administration of the country. Now, who deals with what subjects? Now, first, subjects with the union government. So, what are the subjects with the union government? Right? The subjects that are mentioned in union list. First is your defense, second is your foreign relation, third is war and peace, fourth is currency, international trade, etc. So there are a lot of other subjects also, but these are the main subjects. As you can see, defense is the main subject, foreign relations, international trade, peace and security, war, currency, etc. What are the state subjects mentioned in the state list? Like agriculture, law and order, local government, health, prison, administration, etc. And for the concurrent list, what are the subjects? Employment, environment, economic and social planning, personal law, education, etc. So these are under the concurrent list, in which state as well as center can make the law, right? So now let's move on. Uh, we'll see what is there in this blue box. Do this. Make a list of northeastern Indian states. Name their capital. So it is very easy activity. You can see that a lot of the states like Assam, Meghalaya, Manipur, Mizoram are northeastern states and their capital, etc. So let's move on now. Union territories. So in India there is a union government, right? We have 28 states government and 9 union territories. The union government controls the union territories, right? So the union government controls the union territories. Following are the 9 union territories. So New Delhi, Daman and Diu, Puducherry, Chandigarh, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh, Lakshadweep. Right? So these are union territories. Parliamentary system of government. The Indian Constitution has provided for parliamentary system of government. So our system of government is parliamentary. There is a parliament, right? In such a system, the parliament, that is legislature, has the highest decision making. This is very important point to know. Legislature has the highest decision making power. Indian Parliament includes the President Lok Sabha, that is House of the People, and Rajya Sabha, Council of the State. So, what is Indian Parliament? This is Indian Parliament. It includes President, Rajya Sabha, and Lok Sabha. Now, the Council of Ministers that run the administration emerges from Lok Sabha and is answerable to Lok Sabha for all its decisions. In the parliamentary democracy, the discussions and debates that take place in the parliament have great significance. So, the discussions in the parliament, they are major discussions, and whatever the discussions takes in the parliament, they are very much they have very much significance for the future of our country. Now, there is a pink box here, sorry, orange box. Do you know? So this is a 50 rupee note, currency note that is used in India. You surely have seen currency notes, right? The words guaranteed by the central government are printed on the currency notes, right? So as you can see here, it is written guaranteed by the central government. If you have seen the badge on the uniform of policeman, it reads Maharashtra Police. As you can see, this is a badge on the uh, policeman, that is Maharashtra Police. You must have surely come across the following: Indian Railways and Maharashtra State Transport Corporation. As you can see, these are some symbols, government symbols of Indian Railways, Maharashtra State Transport Corporation, right? So this means that in our country, government functions as two levels. So as you can see here, government is functioning at two levels, that is at central level and at the state level. Maharashtra state government, Karnataka state government, etc. So as you can see, state government is different and central government is different. Now, independent judiciary. So now what is independent judiciary? The Indian Constitution has created an independent judiciary. Judiciary is basically Supreme Court, High Court, district courts. So this is judiciary, right? So we have an independent judiciary. So the court are independent. They are independent from the government. The disputes that cannot be resolved mutually are referred to the judiciary. So this is very important. Disputes are referred to the judiciary. The court hears both the contesting parties, looks into injustice, if any, and gives its judgment. Court gives his judgment. This is done impartially. This is very important. There is impartially. It is impartially. Impartial judgment is there. The Constitution has made several provisions to ensure that the judiciary remains more and more independent. Means if the judiciary is independent, then there is no control over the judiciary. No one can control the judiciary, and that's why there will be a decision which is unbiased and impartial. So then only the justice will be delivered, right? For example, judges are appointed by the president and not by the government. It is not easy to remove the judges from their office, right? So now, single citizenship. What is single citizenship? The Indian Constitution has guaranteed a single citizenship to all Indians. This that is Indian citizenship, right? The process of amending the Constitution. There comes up a need to make changes or amendments in the provision of the Constitution due to changing circumstances. So, what is this amending the Constitution? Amending is basically to make changes in the provision of the Constitution because of the changing circumstances. Because what are the changing circumstances? Constitution was made in 1947. So Constitution was made in 1949, right? So many years have passed, and now because of changing circumstances, we need to amend the Constitution. We need to change something or add something to the Constitution, right? But frequent amendments to the Constitution may lead to situation of instability. So it is saying that frequent amendments will lead to instability. Right? The procedure for amendment is specified in the Constitution itself, so as to ensure that an amendment is made only after giving it a careful consideration. The procedure for amendment in the Constitution is unique. It is neither too difficult nor too easy. More scope has been provided for giving more consideration and thought to the important amendments. The procedure is also flexible to ensure that general amendments can be brought up out easily, right? So as you can see, this is the map of our country, right? These are the states. This is the Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan. These are all the states, and we have union territories, right? And this is Lakshadweep, right? This is Andaman and Nicobar, right? This is Daman and Diu. These are union territories. Delhi, New Delhi is a union territory, right? So as you can see here, this is the map of our country. These are some northeastern states like Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, Meghalaya. Right? These are some northeastern states. Now, so this is a blue box. Find out how many amendments have been made to the Indian Constitution till date. So there are a lot of amendments made to the Indian Constitution. We will just see how many amendments have been made. Amendments means changes to the Indian Constitution. So we will just see how many amendments have been made to the Indian Constitution. So as of January 2020, that is as of January 2020, we have 104 amendments to the Indian Constitution, right? So 104 amendments are there to the Indian Constitution. But what is this paragraph is saying? Lot of amendments. If there are a lot of amendment, there will be instability, right? Now we'll see what is election commission. So you must have read about election commission in newspaper, right? We when we read newspaper, we have a lot of times see this election commission and all. So what is this election commission? Now, since India has adopted a democratic form of government, people have to elect their representatives periodically. For this, the elections have to be conducted in free and fair atmosphere. Only then will the citizens be able to elect, right, a candidate of their choice without any fear or pressure. So, election commission is there to observe or to conduct an election. Election is basically choosing our leader, right? Choosing our leader, our representative for the parliament, and then they make certain decisions for the people of India. So that is how election is conducted. Now, who is the current chief election commissioner? This is a very important question. What do you understand by code of conduct for elections? What is the constituency? So these are very important questions, right? So you will have to find out on your own by a simple Google search. You will be able to find out these answers. But still, we are going to find answer number one. That is, who is the current election commissioner, right? So let us see. So as you can see here, Chief Election Commissioner of India is Mr. Sunil Arora, right? So Mr. Sunil Arora is the Chief Election Commissioner. Now, let's continue. If the government were to conduct election, there might be no guarantee of such a free and fair and just atmosphere for the election. So basically, election commission is an independent body. Hence, Constitution has entrusted the responsibility of conducting elections to an independent machinery. This machinery is known as election commission. Responsibility of conducting all elections in India rests with the election commission. Now, the Indian Constitution has some important characteristic features, right? In this chapter, we have studied only some of the important features, right? Another important feature of our Constitution is exhaustive provision of fundamental rights. So we have exhaustive provision. We have a lot of good fundamental rights. We have very strict fundamental rights to follow, right? We shall study these in the next chapter. So in next chapter, we are going to see what are the fundamental rights, right? So this is the end of the chapter. We'll see activity. There is an activity. Establish an election commissioner in your class. Decide upon the position you would like to fill through the elections, then conduct elections under the guidance of this commission. So this is a very important and interesting activity. Please do at your school. Thank you for listening.